Hello and welcome back to Unpacking. This is our channel where we talk everything therapy and psychology related. Today, we're going to speak about 5 top tips for couples. Maintaining a relationship can be really difficult. So today we hope to teach you 5 tools that you can use in your relationship to foster growth and to form a deeper connection with your partner. The first tip that you can use with your partner is intentionally checking in with each other. Now, this is more than just asking each other how you're doing or how's your work week been. It's intentionally checking in and using very intentional questions as part of your conversation. The questions would be, how are you coping? What are you struggling with this week? Is there something that you're super stressed out about? Is there something that I could take off of your plate for you? These are intentional check-ins that we can do with our partners to help them out and to understand them better, and also just to see where they are at that week. The second tip for couples is date night. Now, the suggestion is date night once a week. Yeah, you heard that right, once a week. Now, we don't have to go out to a restaurant once a week. That can be both really costly and could also be time consuming as well. But we do have to carve out some really special time together to have a date night. We can do this at home. One partner can cook, you can order in food, and an added bonus would be to turn up the romance. So set the table, light a candle, pop open a bottle of wine, and really just sit down together to connect and have a date night, even at home. Now, date night really needs to be a space that the two of you can connect. So this really does need to be a space that's devoid of any kind of distraction. So no TV, no cell phone, maybe just some soft music in the background. The third tip for couples is learning your love language. Now, this is my favorite tool to use with my couples in therapy, and it really is the key to healthy reciprocation of love. The truth is, we all communicate and receive love in different ways. So knowing what your love language is will really help your partner know how to give you the love that you want. The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, acts of service, and gifts. Majority of the time, we tend to give love in the way that we want to receive love. Now that's great, but if your partner doesn't receive love in the same way, they will never really see that as receiving of love. So if your love language, for example, is words of affirmation, you're probably somebody who sends your partner really nice messages, affirming messages, telling them how much you love them, how proud you are of them. And while that's a really nice thing to receive, if their love language is physical touch, they're not really going to receive that as love. It's not really going to fill their cup. But being mindful and knowing that their love language is different to yours allows you to be in a space of giving them the physical touch that they need, which they receive as love. There is a website called the5lovelanguages.com, and you and your partner can go on and do a quick quiz, which will help you establish what your love languages are. And hopefully this will lead to a conversation about it. The 4th tip for couples is learning your fight pattern. Simply put, we're never taught how to fight well or fairly or properly. And in most cases, we'll probably default into what we experienced growing up, usually from our parents. Even worse, most of us are not taught how to resolve conflict, especially when our fight or flight modes are activated. Now, this takes a little bit of self-reflection. I think you have to sit down with yourself and figure out, what do you like when you fight? Are you explosive? Are you someone who silences themselves? Do you need time to process what you're thinking and what your emotions are before you can have a conversation with your partner? Figuring out how you fight and what your typical style is will help you both have a conversation on how to meet each other's need when there is a conflict. The 5th and final tip for couples is intimacy. Now this is really carving out time to be intimate with each other. In a previous video, we spoke about the 5 different types of intimacy, and those are emotional, intellectual, quality time, spiritual, and physical. A deeper look into that video may give you some added ideas on how and where your intimacy is lacking in your relationship and where you really need to carve out time to be more intimate with each other. But finding that time and that space to find intimacy with your partner is really going to grow and boost your relationship. Today, we unpacked 5 top tips for couples. Now, hopefully you and your partner can gain some benefit from this video. Allow you both a space to reflect on your relationship and places where there may be need for improvement. In summary, the top 5 tips for couples were intentionally checking in with each other, carving out time for a date night, learning your love language, learning your fight pattern, and finding your intimacy. If you are struggling with your mental health, please seek out help from a mental health professional. Just remember, your mental health is a priority, protecting your peace is important, and self-care is essential.